Hello and happy September. Another episode of VA Palm Party with some palm updates. We're headed into October here in about another week and a half. We got a lot of growth on our palms here. Trachycarpus is doing really good. We've had a lot of growth on this. About 5 fronds this year. This is his first in the ground. I planted him in early spring. Had barely any trunk. Now he's got a little bit of trunk going on. This is the second year for this guy. You can see some of the older fronds. They got a little beat up in the cold. So this is the oldest frond on there. But I mean, he has exploded. I mean, 4 new fronds in 1 year for the sable miner. He's got one coming up here too. This is gonna be a big guy. And then our triple, he had a couple of the older fronds brown off. As the newer ones go in, he's getting more of the traditional fronds on it. These aren't as long because this gets pretty good sun over here. Got a lot of landscaping going in. I've got the yard guy coming Tuesday. He's going to aerate and seed and get some of this patchy dead grass going on back here. We have finished the deck. And we've got some of our outside palms still on the deck. Another sable miner. And here we're just south of Richmond in Chesterfield County, Virginia. We're 7B, 8A, kind of on the line here. And then I've repotted. And I apologize, I didn't update y'all at the beginning of September. I normally start at the beginning of the month, but I had some surgery on my mouth and can't really make videos if I can't talk. But Washingtonia robustas, they've almost doubled in size since I got them in Valentine's Day, so February. They had 1 frond on them each. They've lost lots of fronds. I've had to cut them off. They just grow like crazy. They had barely any roots on them, and they were probably in a 3-gallon pot, and they filled that 3-gallon pot and was root bound within probably 3-4 months. I pulled them out. It came in one big clump, so I'm sure by springtime these guys will do the same thing. The next year is when we're going to get our pool put in. So, and then of course more of our outside palms, our pygmy date palms, doing pretty good. They've flushed out a whole new set. This one, again, the one I got in Florida. This one came from Fort Myers, Florida. He's put on about, I want to say about 3 inches of trunk. I mean, he had barely any little nubs coming out of there. Well, probably more like 5 or 6 inches now on that bigger guy. Their fronds were almost down to the dirt when I got him. And my queen palm, also from Fort Myers, Florida. And then I got that guy back there. Sorry, I've been doing some rearranging and cleaning. He actually came from a local nursery, and he's put on about 4 or 5 inches of trunk. Picked up this little spindle palm. I couldn't help myself. For 30 bucks I had to have him. I just repotted him this morning. Not a whole lot of research on these guys. I heard they're slightly cold tolerant. You definitely got to keep them in pots if you're, not in a good 10A. Or wrap them up if you're in the nons. But up here in Virginia, yeah, these aren't going to live in the ground. But I heard they could take like a brief snap of like lower 40s. So I'm gonna just say it's like the Adonidia palms. I'm just gonna treat it that way because I really want this guy to grow. I saw the larger ones and they're absolutely beautiful. My big guy over here, my tall pygmy date palm, I cleaned him up probably a month ago, and he had this little V like right here, and all these fronds have dropped now, and they've got another set ready to. I think the bigger they get, the quicker they grow, because this is definitely taller than I am. I mean, it's up to the top of the door. I mean, of course, it's in a pot, so if it wasn't in the pot, it'd be about 6 feet. Right now, it's 7 something. And little sagos. This finally flushed. I got him at Lowe's. He was on the clearance rack, wasn't looking too good. and he put out about 5 new fronds. He's looking nice. And our adenidias, they're throwing up fronds left and right. They're shedding some of their nastier fronds that I guess didn't do so well inside. I noticed inside the fronds that because I kept them, we have pretty tall ceilings in our house, some of them up to 30 feet. So I kept it inside, and it grew throughout the winter. It didn't stall or anything, but it was reaching for light, so I guess my grow lights weren't enough. But the newer fronds, they're quite a bit shorter coming out, and they'll probably push a little bit more. But he's got another spear leaf up there. These guys are way taller than me. I mean, I come up to, my head is right about here. Now, right about there. So it's 7.5, 8 feet. Same with this one's a little bit taller. Beautiful. I found this little sago. He was on clearance too at a nursery, like 30 bucks. My Bismarckia, ready to go. I've been researching. If anybody's got any tips on how to keep these long-term in pots, that'd be great. It's one of my favorite palms. So far it's been doing really, really good. Moderate growth. It's put out 2 fronds since I got it. I got it in May. So it's put out this one and this one here, and then it's got one about to come, and then that one there. This one's kind of been pushing out for quite some time, so I don't know the rhyme or reason behind it, but I guess they need to get taller above the other ones before they open up. I'm assuming so. Beautiful palm though. It's done great here on the deck. So if you're in Virginia, I mean, you want that little kind of different texture, something more stiffer frond. I mean, I picked it up. I think he was what? He was there it is, $84.99. Cross Creek Nursery. Looking good. But yeah, that's our update. Oh, I got a little one over here as well. That's my smallest and newest little baby. We'll see how he does over the winter. I might need to protect him. I'm iffy. I'm in an iffy area. Most of the time we have pretty mild winters. It can get down to the 30s, but it rarely we get into those teens. It's once in a blue moon that happens. Oh, forgive my dirty driveway. I'm working on this garage here, getting new floors coming in, just lots and lots and lots. And of course we have this little pygmy date palm up here as well. As you can tell, we have a favorite. My husband loves the pygmy date palms. And got a little tropical stuff going on here on the front. Rearranged some things in the front. My Livistonia chinensis. I'm debating on whether to put these or try one in the ground. I've got a bunch clustered up together in pots. And I heard that they are dieback perennials. But I heard that, you know, they always stay small if they die back, and it takes them quite a while. So I'm debating on whether to try that or just keep them in the garage, because these are a little bit cold hardy, so I can keep them out for a little while longer. And like areca palms or cat palms. This one's not looking so hot. I don't know if it's just older leaves, because that one's been on there since the beginning, and that one just stayed nice and full. And my yuccas are starting to open up a little bit more. They're looking a little bigger. I had them over here in the front, and they really didn't like it. They got burned up really bad by the sun. So I tried these little planters I got from Walmart for $8. I can't believe I got it for $8. But yeah, that's what I got going on. We'll get into a little bit of how we do in the winter time and winter protection and things like that. I'm still debating on what I'm going to do, but I'm going to have my C9 lights and then probably some frost cloth handy just in case, because all of these palms they're young. They're still young. Even my one that overwintered here, I put lights around it just to make sure, and it did pretty well. So we'll see. Stay tuned and we'll learn together.